Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 3 in the standard daily, playing on a budget with mono black vampires. Once again, a one-land hand. We're going to have to mull this. Just isn't our day today. A Sign in Blood again in our opening hand. And we could again risk this, but it's not worth it. So we're going to mull down to 6. And, pretty bad hand as well. I think I'm going to keep it as we have 2 turns to draw into a land. Going up a Godless Shrine, so this is going to be an interesting deck. It looks like it's going to be like, it's probably going to be the Aristocrats. So unfortunately, he's probably going to be able to get out another creature to protect his Champion of the Parish. Hopefully not a Doom Traveler. Yep, we're definitely going against Aristocrats. I don't know how well this deck does against Aristocrats. It seems like it will be a pretty decent matchup for us, as they do rely on a ton of creatures, but their creatures are resilient to board wipes. Awesome, we got our 3rd land, we just need a 4th land. I'm actually going to Devour Flesh right now, and I'm hoping he kills it. Nope, doesn't kill the Champion of the Parish, of course. I'm hoping he can't outrace and Mutilate. We do need to draw. We have 2 turns to draw into 1 more land, and we can Mutilate his board. But, I mean, Aristocrats is a very fast deck. Yep, and he's gonna be able to give that double strike. We're going to be taking 6 here. And going down to 12. Devour Flesh is good. We make him get rid of a key card again. And we have 1 turn to draw into Mutilate mana. So 1 more turn to draw into a swamp. He keeps his Silverblade Paladin. That's awesome. I'm pretty sure he might just be pairing it with a Falconwrath Aristocrat here and killing us. Nope, no Falconwrath Aristocrat. Maybe another Silverblade Paladin's going to come out. Lingering Souls, that's fine. Is he going to pair one of them? Yep, he pairs 1, so we are going to take 4. We're in great shape if we do draw into a swamp. We're in horrible shape if we don't. This could be game. We draw into a swamp. Look at that. So Mutilate, we get to wipe his board. He does have Lingering Souls to flash back. Like I said, it is a very resilient deck. I do believe we bring in the Cremates. Thundermaw would be problematic here. I hope he overextends like crazy. I hope it's like a Lingering Souls. Oh, yes. I hope he actually does flash back the Lingering Souls here. He does. So again, we get like a 2 for a 2.5, and he's down to 1 card after this. Pretty much anything we draw in our deck is fine. His deck is very scary with the Falconwrath Aristocrats, so I am loving that Staff of Nin. And next turn we can throw out the Vampire Nocturnus, and that will actually protect us against... Hopefully it will give it flying. Alright, sweet. There's a swamp. He's got 2 cards in hand. Throw out the Vampire Nocturnus. And this gets to show us what we're drawing into. Sometimes that's not a good thing, as our opponent can play around it. But he could have a Searing Spear in hand as well. Again, we're not out of this yet. He's got great amount of lands on board right now that can actually activate his Vaal the Archangel. Return target. Okay, so you can return a Champion of the Parish. That's fine. Instead of killing my Vampire Nocturnus. So we know that we're actually going to draw into a Staff of Nin. And I might actually block the Champion of the Parish here. Definitely going to block the Champion of the Parish. Unless he does kill my... 3, 4... Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He perfectly kills me. No! Look at that. So he's going to grab my main boarded Zealous Conscript. Going to grab my Vampire Nocturnus. And actually even pumps this guy up. So 8, 9... Yep, 10 damage. That's game. All right, let's hope not to mull this time, because we were looking good there. That was about the perfect draw that he could ever ask for. I don't think the Tormod's Crypts come in. I really don't know if Pithing Needle comes in. I don't believe it does. Human Frailty can. He's got plenty of Human Frailties. I do think the Underworld Connections do come in. Duresses, I might have enough target for Duresses, but I don't think it's quite worth it. We're not going to die to a Zealous Conscript this time, so I'm not going to bring in a Vampire Nocturnus. I am going to keep in the Vampire Nighthawks, though. And we're going to go for more of a control build. I think that Cremate is good. So 4 cards need to come out. I'm thinking the Sign in Bloods need to come out if I'm going to keep in the Staff of Nins. But I'm going to take out a Staff of Nin and 2 Sign in Bloods. And I think I will also take out... I mean, Tribute to Hunger is actually kind of bad in this matchup. I'm going to take out 1 Tribute to Hunger, as he's got so many Lingering Souls tokens. So, yeah, this looks pretty good. I think this is the best we can do. And maybe Staff of Nin needs to come back in. Just 2 Staff of Nin's good. I think 3 is just overkill in this deck. I don't know. It's great versus control, but very bad against these kind of mid-range aggro decks. Alrighty, so this is another awful hand. We do have the Human Frailty and Victim of Night. I might just keep it as we do have lands this time, but it's very risky, but we can actually draw into either the Staff of Nin or Underworld Connections, and this becomes a great hand. So I'm not going to mull this. It's very risky. 5 lands are always Very risky hands, but I do need the mana. I don't want to go down to a... If we take this out, this would be barely a keepable 6 hand too. I'm not going to mulligan. I don't know if this is the right move or not, but I like this Human Frailty first turn to kill off that Champion of the Parish, so no. This does buy us 2 turns to draw into something, but I hope the opposite doesn't happen now and we draw into too many lands. He keeps his hand. We'll pass the turn to him. And I'm hoping he does play a champion first turn. I mean, I could kill a Silverblade with this. I mean, he could have taken those type of stuff out since I am playing Mutilates. But, yeah, we'll see what comes down here. So first turn Blood Crypt, no human out of the gun right there. Drawn to a swamp. That's about the most awful draw that we could have drawn because now we are mana flooded. Again, an Underworld Connection just gets us back in this game. Can't cast. So there's a Champion of the Parish. I will probably just Human Frailty that right now. I don't want that getting any bigger. And I want to spend my mana. So anything but a land, that's fine. We can let him overextend and Mutilate now. So if he does put out Lingering Souls, we can keep back our Mutilate mana. And it's a Cartel Aristocrat. I might just end up Victim Ignite that. Yeah, we're going to. That can be a pain in the butt because it can get... can start sacking like Lingering Souls tokens and stuff. So there we go. That's a great card. I think I will put it out and make him have an answer for it. And if he doesn't have an answer, this Bloodline can get out of control very quickly. I'm so glad that someone finally built a deck with this card because it's been one of my favorite cards since Innistrad was actually spoiled, and it never really did find a home. There was a black-blue control deck that did run it for a little bit in Scars of Mirrodin Innistrad, but ever since then, we haven't seen much of this card. I mean, people were talking about a Vampire deck for the longest time, but even in Vampire decks, he's quite awkward, as a lot of those red-black Vampire decks that did try to get off the ground used a lot of the 1- and 2-drop vampires instead of like a 4-drop. You really wanted to... I mean, Hellrider was just such a better 4-drop a lot of the times. Alright, Vampire Nighthawk misses his land drop. We're in good position. We got a Mutilate backup. We get our own Vampire Nighthawk. So again, we are in great position. I think this Bloodline Keeper is just going to get out of hand for him. And it will almost flip if we draw into another Vampire next turn. So again, those Zealous Conscripts are quite scary, as it will take a huge Bloodline Keeper. Alright, we'll throw that dude into play. That's a great card. I'm going to go ahead and sign a blood myself for some card advantage. Now we're sitting very pretty. Oh, baby. That is amazing. That is the best draw we could have ever asked for. So we Vampire Nighthawk here. And we throw in a 2/2 Vampire. And he's got a Searing Spear right now, and he's in very, very bad shape. Alright, you know what? I'm actually going to attack him with this Vampire Nighthawk. If he wants to trade, he can trade. But I'm going to go on the aggressive here. Yep, he will trade, and that's fine with me. Because we're able to go back up to 22. He's down to 4 cards. He missed 1 land drop so far. And we are in very good shape. Can't Zealous Conscript us here. That Zealous Conscript is still very scary, but we do have these blockers. And yep, he will just scoop at turn 6. So this is very competitive. I'm glad we've been able to see this. Even if I lose this next match, we've played against Red Deck Wins, which is a tier 1 deck, the Aristocrats, which won the Pro Tour, and is still a very, very popular deck, and Jund, which has been a popular deck ever since the release of Return to Ravnica. And this has been competitive. I mean, we haven't been blown out any game. I mean, the matches were very close in Jund. We almost did pull that off. And yeah, so let's go on to game number 3. And again, let's just look at these. I don't think Duress comes in. I think maybe Sign in Blood might need to come back in because card advantage seems like it's everything. Again, I don't like the Vampire Nocturnus in this. I really don't think that it's key to winning this matchup. And I'm actually going to take out another Tribute to Hunger and put in another Sign in Blood. And maybe that, like Devour Flesh, since the Human Frailty is, and we do have quite a bit of removal. Yeah, I think 3 Sign of Bloods, 2 Staff of Nins, and 2 Underworld Connections is plenty. And I think this is going to be the right... I mean, we could go down another Staff of Nin, just go down to 1. Oh, I think that is the right move. Just going to go 1 Staff of Nin here. All right, give us a good hand. I'm sick of mulling. I think that's, what, 4 mulls in a row? Oh, no, we didn't mull last game. That's right. I did keep that risky hand, and it paid off. Not the best hand, but of course is a keep with the Sign in Blood. We got the Blood Artist, too, which is key in this matchup. And the Underworld Connections. So this could actually be a very good hand if we draw into some removal. And hopefully doesn't have his God draw. I'm not... If we hit a first turn Champion of the Parish, I could be in very bad shape. So no, I'm not going to mull. And don't you first turn Champion of the Parish me. Don't do it, UFC. I think you should have like a picture of like some buff guy up here, not like this scrawny, bald guy. If he's gonna name himself UFC. Oh god, the shrine comes into play. Tap. Woo! No first turn. Doom Traveler or Champion the Parish. So yay, that's awesome for us. Hey, there's our third land. We are online now with good old Underworld Connections. Let's hope we have enough time. Aristocrats can be very fast, but a lot of times it isn't as fast as Naya Blitz, Red Deck wins, and woo, he drew his Champion the Parish. Oh god, that's bad. We need to draw into a Mutilate. There it is. So I am just going to Blood Artist. And next turn we can try to hit with our Sign in Blood into a Mutilate. And I'm hoping these Champion of Parishes actually don't get bigger than my Mutilate, because that would be very bad. But there isn't the most amount of humans in here. I mean, maybe a Silverblade Paladin's going to come out. Yeah, ouch. And the champions go up to a 3/3. I think I do need to block... No, I have one more turn to block a champion. And I also want to get more value actually out of my Mutilate. So, in fact, I hope I draw into some sort of removal. I'm going to take 8 here, go down to 12. And, wow, he got off to a very fast start. We might just be losing this because we need one more turn for this Mutilate to hit. I'm actually hoping that I can draw into a land here so I don't have to Sign in Blood, because that is pushing it. So I do have to Sign in Blood, and we have to hit a land here or we are in very big trouble. Land and removal, of course, would be ideal. Sometimes you just... Yeah, you're just on fire. Oh, we can't play land this turn, but we can play Human Frailty. So yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. This was the perfect thing. So, awesome. I don't even know if we quite even have to block next turn if we just take out his Silverblade or his Champion of the Parish and not allow the Silverblade Paladin to pair with anything. So very good shape. This Mutilate's going to clear the board and give us at least 4 life. I'm hoping more. I hope he overextends. I hope he Lingering Souls next turn, and will give us a bunch more lives, and we're back in this game. Again, we have the Sign in Blood and the Underworld Connections, and this is looking very good for us. So no Pillar of Flame. That would be very bad if it is a Pillar of Flame. 1, 2, 3, 4. What can you do for 4? Sorin, Lord of Innistrad. Well, that's a pain in the butt. I'm hoping he actually puts out a dude instead of an emblem. He does put out an emblem. Okay. And he is going to attack. And let's see if we do have to... I wonder what's in my best interest here. We will Human Frailty the Champion of the Parish and gain a life that way. And that's still 6 life. We'd go down to a 5. But if we block here, we absorb 3. Yeah, it's actually better to block here, I believe, right? It's the same. This will give me 3 life. This will give me 4 life. Yeah, it's actually better to block here. So Sorin, actually, that is that's a very good draw on his part, the Sorin. I'm thinking even with his vampires, we might be able to come back here, especially the Bloodline Keeper. Of course, we are going to Mutilate here. And next turn we can Cremate anything. If he casts like a Lingering Souls, of course we can Cremate that. But I'm hoping it's... Oh god, that's a Falconet Aristocrat. That's about... Ouch. That is the worst card that we could have seen. So we need to draw into another Mutilate next turn or we're in very bad shape. Man, this Aristocrat deck just keeps coming and coming. So do draw into a Swamp. That's okay, so it can Cremate. We'll Cremate the Silverblade Paladin. I don't think it really matters here. And I think that is the better card, is the Vampire Nighthawk. Let's hope he doesn't have any sort of removal for it. The Death Touch will trigger the same time as... Yeah. So he can sack a Vampire token to make his Falconwrath Aristocrat indestructible. I'm glad I see that land. Let's hope no Searing Spear. Gives a turn to draw into Mutilate would be awesome. A Tragic Slip would be great as well. So he's going to end up sacking this Vampire. I don't know why he didn't attack with that one as well. So of course we're going to block the Aristocrat, forcing him to sack this Vampire token. Yep. And we'll gain a net 2 life out of this. So again, a Mutilate gets us back in this game. Not a Mutilate. We have a couple of options here. I think we can Sign in Blood ourselves to see what we can get. That puts us at a 4. And we should still be okay, actually. That's no good. We have to put this Bloodline Keeper out. And again, we're going to have to block the Falconwrath Aristocrats. I'm hoping he does not get a Zealous Conscript here. Cartel Aristocrats, fine. It is a little problematic. He's still going to have to sack a Vamp token, and Mutilate still gets us out of this. And there he gets smart there. So I do have to block, unfortunately. And again, he's going to sack this Vampire here. And really the only thing that I can draw into now is a Mutilate to survive. Otherwise, I am dead. Victim of Night really doesn't do anything. Yeah, we can't... Ooh, this is just gross. I mean, we can kill his Falconwrath Aristocrat, make him sack a Vamp to make him indestructible right now. Wait, we can't target his Falconwrath Aristocrat. And even our Underworld Connections can't get us anything. Put us down to a 1, and there's really nothing we can do. So, I mean, the only thing I can do is... we're going to go ahead and Victim here. I'm sure he'll sack a Vamp. And I guess maybe these Underworld Connections weren't the better move here. Sorin really gets him back in this game. Another Mutilate would get us back in this game. But it's just going to be too little too late. And I can throw out this Bloodline Keeper, but I'm sure all he has to do is sack a Vampire to give his Cartel Aristocrat protection, and I can't block it anyway. So I'm sure he'll just swing in with both of these guys to begin with. And I mean, a Tragic Slip would be... if this was a Tragic Slip, would be fine. Oh, there we go. Anyway, well, he loses life, so that is game. Alright, so we go 1 and 2. I will play the last game, if possible, if my opponent doesn't concede to me. A lot of times when you're X and 2, they do concede the last round. And, yeah, Ultimate Price, I guess, would definitely be a card that... well, it does kill Silverblade Paladin, so it's something I definitely would keep in. Too bad we didn't draw into that Staff of Nin. That would have been great versus Sorin. He just had too quick of a draw there. That Falconwrath Aristocrat was so clutch for him with the Sorin to keep giving it indestructibility. And we did not draw into that second Mutilate, which was pretty far down. At least 10 cards down. 10 plus cards down. So, but as you can see, we didn't get blown out of the water. We were just 1 card away from coming back in the game and then setting up our Bloodline Keepers to start pumping out dudes. And eventually, I think the Staff of Nin and the Underworld Connection would have given us a lot of card advantage to where we could get ourselves back in this game. So, a little disappointed. I was happy that first round win, but I'm still happy with the results. This wasn't... I think this is a competitive deck. It's definitely fun to play. It's definitely a bargain deck and a budget deck, and definitely pick these cards up. And we'll play one more game here. This is Kevin from GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.